Hi, my name is James White and I'm a small business sales expert. One of the questions I get asked a lot by business owners is, in tough economic times, James, should I just take any business going? Is any business better than no business at all during really difficult moments when finances are tough and the economy's looking rubbish? In this video, I'm going to share with you a few reasons why you shouldn't sell yourself short when it comes to taking any business during tough times. And I'm going to give you some tips on what you can do to ensure you're equipped to respond properly to prospects that want to lower your price and get you doing a deal that you shouldn't do just because it's a tough economic climate. Let's have a look at the video and give you the tools and armour you need to keep those prices high and the better results for you and your company. So the first thing that I see when times are tough economically is business owners saying to me, James, I just need to bring cash in, I just need to get money in, and well, if we have to do a deal for half the price, then we've just got to do it. And I say to them on a regular basis, wow, just be really, really careful about what you're doing here and the impact it has. I did a video a couple of weeks ago on the impact of the Black Friday deals and how I don't think it's a good thing for small businesses to do. But point number one is this. The biggest mistake that I've made in the past as a business owner, and that I see a lot of business making, is not knowing who their perfect target client is. When you become a really key expert in a certain niche or area, you get to be able to charge and demand more for your services and time because you're seen as that expert. It doesn't mean to say we can always have to stay in that market, but it just gives us a basis in which to build and then do other things afterwards. The great Tony Robbins, one of the world's most inspirational, motivational speakers, started off as someone that helped people stop smoking. He's then evolved and built his business from there. And you can do the same thing as a small business owner, but we've got to have a target customer set that's perfect for us. Otherwise, the chances are we're going to get our business out to everyone and we're going to get everyone coming back. We're going to be in a competitive environment and that's going to mean our prices are lowered. Focus on knowing who your sweet spot are. Is there enough of them? Are they prepared to pay for what you do? And do you enjoy working with them? And if you can define that target market in that sweet spot, you're going to be in a great place to become the expert, the go-to person, and hopefully maintain your value so you don't have to sell yourself short. The second point is this, and I've spoken to thousands of business owners over the last 10 years in my companies that I work with. And I always say that there's a pyramid of success when it comes to businesses and how people are doing. The bottom group, unfortunately, made up of around about 50% of businesses are doing terribly. They make out they're doing really well, but they're just not doing very well at all. They fail to bring business in, they're managing, their business is virtually about to go under, and I'm hoping you're not one of those companies. If you are, let's get in contact so we can solve that quickly and make sure that all the hard work you've done doesn't go to waste. The second group above it are doing pretty badly. They're just keeping their head above water, but that group there is around about 30% of companies there. And they're doing better than the 50% at the bottom who are doing terribly, but they're still not doing very well. They're still not bringing the business in they need to. They're still working every hour for not a lot, and business feels tough. And again, if you're in that category, I want you out of there as soon as possible, and we can get you out of there by taking some of the right actions. The third group are doing okay. They're doing all right, actually. They're making some good money. They're maybe making sure that, especially in this last 12 months, they've got by, they've done okay, they've brought some good income in. They're not absolutely earning fortunes, but they're doing pretty well. And this 10% of businesses are standing out from the crowd and making sure that who they are and what they stand for is clearly evident to their prospects. And then we've got these final two groups at the top. The 4 and the 1% who are doing well, but the 1% who are doing amazingly well. They're smashing it out of the park. They are absolutely growing their revenue ridiculous amounts. And why? It's because they've known and become a specialist in who they are in their space. They own a space and they create value, they create content, they create materials. They become known as the expert in that environment. I encourage you to read a brilliant book by a guy called Daniel Priestley on the key person of influence. And what Daniel talks about is being a key person of influence so that you can be at the top of your market and start to command and demand the highest prices possible. The guys that are at this level are not accepting any business at all in tough times. They're dictating what the market should pay for their services, whereas the people down here are taking anything that they can. I always say to business owners, who do you notice more? This guy here? If you were getting a quote for a project or something and you had 6 or 7 companies all charging the same price and one that was double the price, who would you notice more? Know your value. Know that this pyramid most people have a race to the bottom, and in tough economic times, we don't want to be here. We want to be experts in our space, owning our market, and being the go-to person that can help solve issues and challenges and problems and wants for our target customer set. Let's focus on being at the top of that group, and we can do that by knowing our core values, creating great content, and really sharing that value with our prospects, as I'll talk about in a moment. The third reason why I don't like in tough times for a business to take any type of money in or any type of project is there's a saying I use with people, and that's if you give a cat a plate of cream, it wants a pint of milk. The reality is if you give an offer to someone as a special or because you want to bring the business in, they then come to expect that that's the norm. I mentioned this a few weeks ago in another video. I bought a product on Black Friday that I would happily have bought double the price for. It's what I originally paid for, but the company came up with this offer that means I get the product at half price. Okay, well, that's great, but they've just lost half their margin. And the reality is now I'm thinking, well, maybe because my mind's used to paying that figure, I'm now going to look and see what other deals I can get that's going to hurt that business's margin. The reality is this: if you base your business on offers and making sure that you're trying to give an incentive to discount your product and pricing to get people to buy, I think it's a tricky path for you as a business owner. We've got to look at other ways, as I'll share in later on in the video, but how we can stand out, make sure we're at the top of the pyramid rather than at the bottom. And the reality is if we start the ball rolling by giving discounts and giving things away for free, our prospects are going to expect it. They're not going to see the true value of who we are. And I actually think it's going to mean that it's going to devalue you as a business owner and to make you look basically in the same category of those that are struggling. We don't want that to be the case. We want to stand out. We want to be in the top of our industry. We want to make sure we're getting the right value. And the most important thing for us to do is not give flimsy discounts and offers that just because Amazon and a few other people do it. Let's create the right value that shows our prospects so we can solve their problems and wants. And if we do that, even in tough economic times, they'll buy into what we do, hopefully buy from us and get great results and allow us to achieve the margins we want. The fourth point is this. I've seen this a lot with business owners who take on, being honest, shitty projects that have very little value because they think any money's better than nothing. And yet what those projects have then turned into has been an absolute nightmare. How do I know this? I did it myself for a number of years when I ran another business. I thought business was good, let's bring cash in, cash is good, and I made rash decisions on cheaper projects that then resulted in headaches and problems later down the line. And what was the opportunity cost of that? I had a development team that were doing projects for people that they could have been building new software functions for the system that I had. That opportunity cost when you're doing rubbish work at rubbish money is lost because you could be creating content, online courses, whatever it is that you can do as a business owner that can elevate you. So focus on what you can create with that time and don't focus on being able to just bring any money in that you think is good that's then going to create problems later down the line. It's going to cause you more issues, it's going to stop you from creating content and materials that add your value, and it's going to become a headache that you wish you'd never got involved in. So stay true to who you are, maintain your value, and focus on absolutely being able to create great materials for the right client than just doing any business with anyone. And the final point is this. Most business owners who've not been given the right training and support on how to sell successfully just don't know how to respond when a prospect says, I'm happy to do that project, but I want it at a 45% discount, or I want it done at this way here, or I want it done at that time frame and I don't want to pay any more for it. Because they're not able to respond to the prospect in the right way, because they haven't built the skills and haven't practiced, they just don't know how to say, and therefore the obvious answer is because they want to help and support and they feel nervous and they look at their bank balance and think, oh, okay, yeah, let's just do it. And they make rash decisions because they're not prepared and don't know how to deal with the situation. I specialise in working with businesses who face that challenge, but who can say when a prospect says, I want that project at 45% discount because everyone else is offering it at that price, that they can respond with a, look, appreciate you letting me know that. Talk to me more about why you think it's not worth the price I've charged. Or that they can actually say, look, appreciate your thoughts there, John. What do you need to see in order to think it's worth paying that amount for? They're prepared, they feel comfortable about their pricing, they don't just, I'm not sure what to say, and you let their amygdala and flight mechanism say the wrong thing to the prospect. They're controlled, they've practiced, they know what their prices are, they're able to feel comfortable in what they say, and they're able to respond in a way that means that the prospect then feels that that person's not just going to be lower and cheapen themselves, but they're going to stand up, maintain their value, but also try and find out what's stopping the prospect from paying that figure. It may well be that the prospect will never pay the figure that you want to charge. And in that case there, one of the best things for you to do is to be able to stand back and say, thank you very much, I wish you all the best, but I'm not able to do that for that price because it would lower my standards, it would lower my quality, and I don't want to affect that for other clients. And sometimes when you say that to a prospect, you'll get the reaction, they get this FOMO reaction, they want you to do business and they don't like being told they can't have what they want. And the reality is, if we can showcase that, know what to say at the right time, we can maintain those margins so we don't just give and do business that's any price in a tough time. Maintain your value, stand out for who you are in your market space, and you can maintain higher margins. You can get to the top of the pyramid, be smashing it out of the park, doing business on your terms, not just on the prospect's terms, and it's going to help you and your company achieve all the things you want, and it's going to be much better for your business, for your personal values and who you are. Don't just take any business just because it's there. Work out whether it fits into who you are, what you're about, your core values and vision, and if it does, do the business, work with that client. But if it doesn't, say no, turn your back on the prospects that want to lower your prices and margin. You won't regret it. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. My passion is helping small business owners get great sales results and show their values and their vision of who they are. I want you to be able to elevate your company so that you can stand out from the crowd and make a massive impact in the world of your prospects. And remember, prospects only buy for a problem or want, and our job is to find out what those wants and problems are. Do that in the right way. We won't have to settle for second best. We won't have to do gimmicky deals. We can sell at the price we want, maintains our value, delivers a great service, everyone's happy. Hope you've enjoyed the video. How can you start applying some of these ideas and thoughts into your business? I'd love to hear how it's going to work for you. Put your comments in the section below and let me know how it's helped you, or if it's not helped you, tell me why not, and let's see if we can get on and do a conversation to find out how we can get you to that point. Also, subscribe to the channel and make sure you get my videos every Saturday morning. I'm there as a small business expert to support your business grow, and let's get you and your company achieving the numbers you want to make 2021 a brilliant year. Thanks for watching the video. Look forward to sharing another video with you next Saturday morning.